6 years, over 300 episodes. We have been doing this for a while, and we have waited till our second to last show, the penultimate edition, our last real guest on the Power Hour. And the Boz Father has decided to grace us with his presence. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Power Hour. I'm Steve, along with the urban sensation C Red, the real deal Rion Skills, and mighty knockout known as Cactus Rack. And tonight our guest is none other than the one, the only Steve Boz. Boz, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. Thanks for having me, guys. It's an honor to be on the show, especially winding down here at the end of the road here, I guess.
End of the road. That's right. Like I said, we don't know where the road is going to take us next, but for this, it's the end, and it's time. And it's time. You know when it's time to go, and it's definitely time for us to go. I had a lot of fun putting together all the graphics, looking back on your career, the young Boz cutting his hair. It made me think back to when met you and got to know you during the GPW CSW war that we had going on back in 2018 and 19. And before we get into it, before I let Red go hog wild on the Windy City era, Boz, because whenever Red has a trainer on the show, he tends to get a little wordy. So I want to get the flowers in early. Um, I don't think I'd still be after 2019 if not for you and TJ Steele. I don't think I would even be in the business anymore, to be honest with you. The way GPW went out in the flames that occurred at the end of that, I was done, and I was not looked upon very favorably in many circles because of who I supported at the time. And you guys brought me in at the beginning of 2020. I got to be general manager of CSW, and I don't think I get that unless my relationship with you during the GPW era. So I wouldn't be here 6 years later, that's for sure. So I'll always be thankful and be grateful that you saw through the bullshit and gave me a second chance. And I like to think as one of your prodigies, I made a name for myself even as an old man.
Well, it was always an honor to have you, and I'm glad you're with us now, and I'm glad you stuck it with us. We saw the passion, that brotherhood of what we have with pro wrestling. It's a brotherhood. It doesn't see age or race or gender. We're all in it because we love this business, right?
And well, I appreciate it. And I kind of feel, I remember the Garin shows. I remember Edison Park. And then, when we left Garin and started doing it, pretty much full time in Franklin Park, we did a few shows, then the pandemic hit, then we came back outside, and then things went to business as usual. It kind of changed. And I think maybe it changed for the better because the trajectory of CSW kind of leveled up and went it went higher than I ever expected. With the changes in roster, the changes in the way we were doing things. Enter Sky Blue, enter the match between Marche Rocket and Luchasaurus, the mythos of CSW and the name and the initial CSW have been canon in the Midwest forever, since day one. But now it's taken this kind of almost, we dare you to put out product better than us. We have better production. We have better storylines. We have better sets. We have the best wrestlers on the planet. So it's kind of like at this point, from 2025 heading into 2026, especially at Elmwood Park, where we're putting 700 butts in seats when we go there. I just kind of feel like CSW has kind of put its stamp on Chicago as the place to be. Would you agree?
I think, Steve, we've really set the standard. We've set the standard as far as professional wrestling, what professional wrestling's supposed to be like, right? Storytelling, the new moves of today, but the storytelling, the good versus evil, right? Our crowd is amazing. We have a base crowd that's at, every show, and they get into the characters. Um, when I turned heel, there was literally grown men crying in the
Yes.
crowd. There was guys that I seen and drink with after every show. One guy actually come up to me and says, "Man, you really fucked me up with that." And so it's like they see the characters, and you hate to see sometimes that character go away and evolve into something else. But what we're doing is just amazing. It's magical. like you said, and think about how many of our boys and girls have gone to
You
bigger
got
and better things.
You just saw Sky Blue doing Blood and Guts, and now she's on fire. Maggie Lee at TNA is lighting it up as part of Elegance, along with Heather Reckless. These are all people. I mean, Maggie Lee came right out of the Futures Royal.
Yep,
It's the product that works, and these are all products of the CSW training school. Sky Blue goes to CSW, the training school, and starts her trajectory that may never end. She went through an injury and now she's back and better than ever, it would seem. Uh, and other people like Lycan, was good, came to CSW and became great. Rafael Quintero is that
right.
next guy that I think is on a superstar trajectory. At least it sure seems like it at NWA.
For sure. Like Lycan and like I said, Raf, I can't see those guys being around much longer before they get scooped up on a national level because they're that damn good. I put them with anybody in the world.
I feel like obviously, that magic night when and that hasn't been seen by many people when Sky Blue fought Kyle Fletcher and Osprey was the referee. That might have been the catalytic moment that kind of changed it. And nobody ever saw it. Everybody heard about it, but nobody ever saw it due to licensing agreements. After that, we the guests, the people that would come in, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. We just had Lena Cross. That's right, right, Lena?
Yes.
We had her, and now she's signed, and she's everywhere now. So it just seems like CSW is the place where people come, and then all of a sudden it's a launch pad because I think people watch our product. Have you watched the stuff on IWTV?
Oh, I watch it every time it's out. I watch it.
It's amazing production, and I think the storytelling we do month to month, the entire length of the show, I think is fantastic, and it really is storytelling at its highest level.
And it's come light years, like you said, in the last 6 years. And our crew, like Derek and all those guys, the graphics they do, it's just amazing. It's
And
it's
you got Charlie with the lighting that gives it a big feel when they're there, and obviously Hades and Brandon are putting out some the most engaging content available. The Joey Avalon Axel Rico arc that lasted 7 months. Uh,
sure.
One of the best things I've ever seen done in wrestling as far as storytelling. Really
Yeah,
made
and
Axel Rico possibly one of the most popular people in Franklin Park.
for sure. And like you said, with all those guys, without Brandon, without Hades, without Derek, this thing doesn't come together. All the working pieces it all comes together, and you got this fantastic show.
It just kind of seems like Steve Boz and the letters CSW are forever linked as almost like the same thought. Do you feel like, CSW is in your blood? It's part of who you are?
Yes, yes, and even if Friday is my last match, I'm never going anywhere. I'm going to be teaching it. I'm going to be behind the scenes. I'm going to teach professional wrestling the way that I know it, the way it should be, and continue that tradition, that legacy.
Given the numbers that we have on a monthly basis in the Futures Royal, it seems like everything's going pretty well at the training academy. How is CSW training school going?
Well, it's kind of like I shot a little bit in the promo with Missa. There's a little truth there. A lot of the guys they're coming along really good. We teach really good wrestling, and I have a lot of good hands like Axel and Quintero and Miller all help out, and we teach some of the best wrestling in the world. But it's up to that individual to put the work in. Are they dieting? Are they in the gym? You could be at practice 3 days a week, but look at the guys on TV. Are you looking the part? Do you look like an athlete? Do you look like, hey, that guy should be on TV? When it all comes together, we have the best training, but it depends on the individual.
And that's pretty much true in any walk of life, but wrestling notwithstanding. Um, we'll get back to CSW's big show in Elmwood Park this Friday and what you have on the line a little bit later on. Uh, Obviously, C Red was just inducted into the CSW Hall of Fame, and that's a huge deal, for everybody involved, because he's a Windy City guy, he's a CSW guy, legend, and whenever we get Windy City guys, whenever we get the CSW guys in, no matter who they are, I like to give C-Red a wide berth. I could talk to you all night. I've been waiting to talk to you for 6 years about all of this stuff, but I'm going to take a break for a few minutes and I'm going to let C-Red run with the ball because I want to hear your perspective on those Windy City days. So, Red, do what you do with Windy City and the old school.
Really, Steve. Yeah, there you go. Boss!
Maybe.
What's up, baby? How are you?
Good, man. How are you, bro?
I'm still flying high, uh, off the induction. Um, so just sitting back there. Um, so God, I don't want to say it's been a while. When I first saw you, believe it or not, it was the night devastation, and we've told this story personally to each other. Um, devastation was born at the at the TV tapings at God, can't think of that part to save my damn life right now. Um, but that was the longest, like, so I had met you, Terry, Mike, Sam at the bank. So I told that story. And you guys were like, "Oh, you guys should come on down and try." And I was like, I looked at the pamphlet Sam gave, and I like, shit, not for that damn price. I'm straight. But there was a comic book shop right off 106 in Ewing,
Okay.
and the owner and I had become very good friends. And I don't know how, but he got comp tickets to the TV taping. So that Saturday, we're working in the shop, and he was like, "Hey, I got these two tickets, and I'm not doing nothing tonight. You want to go?" I'm like, "Okay, let's go." I enjoyed it. I mean, outside of it being, we were there from 7 to 1 in the damn morning. But to see your charisma for the first time live, like that blew me. So when I walked up to you, you were very professional and personable, but it was like, okay, yeah, they're just trying to sell me a bill of goods, join the school, whatever. But to watch you, Mike, um, Brandon, because I'll never forget the whole promo of Brandon coming out, supposed to be just got out the shower, and you guys, corner him and tell him you want him to be part of devastation. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? We're getting guys out the shower. Like, again, so for me, I'm believing the magic, you know. Um, so then you fast forward. I do the infamous lie to my parents so they could sign the check. And I start. Um, and I remember the infamous Tuesday class, where I almost quit and Marche wouldn't let me. Then I come to your Thursday class. Now I'm scared shitless because I just went through Tuesday, and I'm like, so what is this guy gonna have me do? And the one thing that I will always love about you is you never gave up on me. Even when it was moves and I wasn't sure I can pull them, you gave me time to get it together till I can do the move. I'll never forget there was a Thursday night. You gave me over an hour to learn how to do uh, a sunset flip back into the ring.
Oh wow.
I couldn't get it. Like the fear of me trying to get my, at that point, almost 300-pound ass
I can't even
over
picture
the
that
top,
now.
over the top rope, like I just didn't see it. But you saw it. And you were like, brother, before tonight is over, you're at least gonna give me one. And you kept running drills with everybody else, but you had me on the side of the ring, and you were like, "You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it." Then you told Cameron Cage, "Hey, work with him. Get him in here. We're gonna get this done tonight." And it was like you could have just told me to sit my ass down. You could have told me pack my shit and go home. You didn't, and I will always be grateful for that particular night because that showed me the man you were, that you didn't give up on the people you were teaching. Like a lot of people, like I said, would have just said, you know what, this ain't for you, try something else. Like you saw that I had it in me to do. I had to get past that fear. So as a teacher, I'm asking, how do you like how is that part of your DNA of not giving up on your students?
I've always had patience. You have to have patience with people, and you'll see in somebody if they can do something. If I thought you couldn't do it, I wouldn't have made you do it. There's certain people, certain moves. We're not trying it. Like someone can't do a handstand bump. They don't have the tricep power. You're not doing a suplex because you're going to get dropped on your head. But if I see you have that strength to do it, we're going to do it till you get it right. That's how I look at it.
Man, that's the way it is in life too. You got to be selective. You can't. Not everybody can do everything. Not everybody has the same skill set. You play to the strength.
Correct.
Yeah, but when it like when you saw Boz teach a class, like the one thing that I love about Windy City, on Tuesday night you got one style. On Thursday night with Boz, you got a totally different style. But the problem, it's not even a problem. The beautiful part is they both mesh so beautifully together that when they tell you to get in the ring, you know what you're doing.
And
I'm not.
we're still doing that today. We're still doing that today. So like Tuesdays right now, it's like Roth and Axel and Miller, right? And they base for a lot of the what I call American lucha, the wheelbarrows and all that, which we were doing back in the '90s, right? But I still like teach segments of matches on Thursday, and we make sure it all gets integrated together. Like everything we do is for a reason. We try to do the new moves, but still tell a story like the old days, if that makes sense.
Oh, it totally makes sense. So, speaking of
Here we go.
our beloved Windy City, uh, not that bullshit that's out
Whatever
there
that was, we
today.
couldn't see it. It was.
Oh well,
Uh,
it's a very old pamphlet
oh,
of
is that the
Windy
thing you put
City.
online?
Yeah, and I know he can't see it. But this is a booklet, and Steve Boz is in camo, with Mike Anthony, Baltazar, Rip, Psycho, and Terry Allen. Yeah, that's
And we shot that outside, okay? And we went to Sam DeCero's father-in-law's house outside in Indiana. It was lightly snowing. I had my shirt off, and we were legit holding guns, real guns with real bullets. I remember Hunter Payne, Baltazar at the time, going, "Boz, you just look really cold." We were freezing our asses off
I'll tell
for
you
that
what,
photo.
Jeff is so deadpan sometimes I can almost hear him saying it.
Yeah.
Bosh, you just look cold. That's amazing.
so. Before you left Windy City, give me your top two favorite moments.
For Windy City, oh, one moment was a fun match was retiring Terry at Battle of the Belts. at Morton Morton College. Another one was beating Woolley the Bomb for the heavyweight championship with the stacked ring with Rob Van Dam there.
That's right.
Place was packed at the Hammond Civic Center, thousands of people there. Live band playing your music as you went to the ring. Like that was probably one of the best moments. And it was also taped for TV.
That's
And
pretty cool.
that was my last belts before joining. You guys had made such an impression because at that point I didn't follow anybody else. I didn't go to um it wasn't yeah, PCW. I didn't no other show would I go to but Windy City. And I was
That,
like, oh,
that's all it really
like
was back then. That and LWF, really, it was just the three of us back then.
and I'm like, oh shit, I'm going, yeah, Van Dam is gonna be there too. I'm like, I'm there. And even when me and Steve just did ARW and they ran at the Hammond Civic Center.
I was there. That was a blast. That was fun. It was nostalgic to
Right.
be back.
I walked up those stairs and sat in the same seat that I sat in that night. And like instantly all those memories of watching of and trying to figure out. I mean, I know the story, but still, when you're not in the business, you don't know. So
Sure.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell is there a stacked ring? Like, like how did they pull this off? You know, then it didn't help that the ropes, I believe, were yellow, neon green, and white, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And like I had never seen those color ropes before anywhere. So I'm like, oh, what the hell did they get special uh ring wrap tape? Like again, you don't know the business, so you're like just making shit up.
Didn't they have a glow in the dark match that night where they taped
Yeah,
up a couple of guys?
but again, when you're a fan and you don't know shit,
Yeah.
you're just concocting all kind of shit in your head. But like all of those memories just came flooding back for me. Like that night watching you beat Willie, Terry and Rob Van Dam, like watching people be in one ring and get thrown into another damn ring. Like what the like, okay, I'm so it's gonna take a minute. I'm gonna get the money and I'm gonna be part of this brotherhood. Um, what about the WWF tapings? You didn't how were they? I know you and Mike did a couple.
So originally, I did Memphis. I got signed to Memphis in '97. I think I was 22 years old. I started when I was 17, right? So I did Memphis, and I was there when USWA closed down. The bookers changed, and I think it became Memphis Power Pro. So I had that experience from down there. And then Jimmy Cornette had the book for WWE, and he calls me up, and I can still remember I was working in accounting at Sport Mart, and I answered the phone, and it's Jim Cornette. He's like, Steve Oz. He's like, we're starting this fucking light heavyweight division. We want you to be part of it. So originally I was brought for that. So it was like myself and Christopher Daniels, Jerry Lynn, Taka Michinoku, the guys from Michinoku Pro, Funaki, all that. Brian Christopher, who I knew from USWA, was not really a cruiserweight. He was about 220 pounds. um, and then it was kind of like how NWA, I bring who I want. So I would bring with me Terry Allen. He got to do some of the tapings. Mike Anthony got to do some of the tapings. So it was a blast. You know, the business then is totally different than it is today. So like we're literally in one big locker room, how it is now. You know, Stone Cold's in the corner there. You know, the Rock's over there. Like everybody's in one locker room. There was no, different locker rooms. I can remember getting my ass kicked by Bradshaw, Sunday Night Heat, coming through the curtains, and there's, Mike and the Road Warriors, and big smile. Hell of an ass whipping, guys. And then Stone Cold was in fatigues and he had a bow and arrow and he comes up to me. He's like, "You guys want a beer? You okay?" And Cornette was apologizing for our ass kicking that we just got from JBL. So it was a lot of fun times that I'll never forget.
So, what made you leave Windy City?
I don't know if I ever left Windy City. I did my own thing. I was traveling. I was doing a lot of NWA TNA stuff. You know me. I was always trying to get signed with WWE. I was with them from '98 to '01, and then I tried doing more trials with '07. I did a trial with TNA and Ring of Honor in the early 2000s. I think my last show was with Sam was when we did that Toyota Park thing, and
Okay.
me and Sater had booked most of that, and we got through Hogan and Jimmy Hart. We got like all of Hogan's friends, and of course Hogan couldn't do an independent show, right? So we did autographs with Hulk during the day, and then his buddies at night, like the stars, the legends under the stars. Is what we did at night, and I think that was just a good way for me to go out. You know, I think that was the last. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think Greg the Hammer, got hurt on that show,
He
and
did.
I think there might have been a lawsuit or something happened, and then Sam ended up changing the name of the company, and I think that didn't really last. I think the next year they did it in October. Like I think we had 5,000 people there, and they had like 200 people with the TNA guys there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So, what? Because I was part of the charity event that you and Marco decided to run. Uh, if I'm correct, I want to say it was for a family member of his.
it was for Marco's uncle,
Right.
so it wasn't CSW. It wasn't
No,
CSW
we
yet.
weren't CSW.
What we started CSW was the next show. Milo Cash, right now, our prayers go out to him. He's been in and out of the hospitals. Milo Cash, he had a mutual friend of ours, who I knew also from Oriole Park, wanted to do a Oriole Park baseball, and we did it at a fundraiser, and we did it at the Irish American Heritage Center. We had like 900 people, and I've always had this vision of how I wanted to keep Windy City Wrestling's tradition alive, and I wanted to call it Chicago Style Wrestling. So we started Chicago Style Wrestling, and at the time, I already had been teaching on near Gansett, and Matt Nix was with us, and a young TJ Steele, 450, Evilise, Scarlett Bordeaux, I think of Aiden English, like all those people were at the school. And I remember Matt just texted me, and he's like we called it Chicago Style Wrestling. I didn't even think about the initials. And I can remember Matt next to some of the guys. So when's the next CSW show? I was like, oh wow. I'm like, it's got a ring to it. So I got a hold of Marco. I'm like, we did that show for your uncle over at Garin, and we had ran shows at Garin through Windy City. I actually wrestled and tagged with Abyss there. We had ran it there. I wrestled Austin Aries there with, I think, RPW, Ringside Pro Wrestling, with my student Adam Gaka. So we had a connection there. We ran there under different banners, and so that kind of became a home for us for a while when we first started.
So because of course we were on the show, we being the Soul Touchers. Um, and then we moved to above the restaurant,
EPI, Edison Park Inn.
EPI, where the infamous stairway to death.
Don't forget, we did Mount Clair too for a while. We did the bowling alley.
Oh, that's
Those, those were fun
oh my
shows too.
god. They were fun, but the fact was there was no room to do anything. So at that time, Diamond was still in the picture. So we're both trying to slide around the ring because you can't walk because we filled the building. That space, we filled it so well that like the crowd just like literally, I will say we outgrew that building.
EPI for sure. Mount Clair, the bowling alley, we filled that one pretty good. We even did a couple shows at the Four Point Sheridan. If you remember that, in Manheim and Irving. Uh,
Oh,
we did a
wow.
couple shows there, so we bounced around. We did Countryside. We did a couple shows there in the Countryside. Um, yeah, we jumped homes a while, and then we went to EPI, and then we outgrew EPI, and then we went back to Garrett, and that's when we found Franklin Park. That's been our home since before the pandemic.
Well, if nothing else, I'm thankful that we left EPI. I don't think I would have made it up the stairs in those
Oh
shoes.
God, those stairs.
Uh,
Yeah,
you know, so uh, but EPI will always hold uh dear memories near and dear to my heart. Isn't that right, Levi? Um,
Willie the Bomb.
um,
I'll never get tired of that story, and it gets better every time. And when Willie told it at the Hammond Civic Center, I think I had the biggest laugh I've had because Willie said, "Ah, slap the piss out of that boy's mouth." It was,
The
to hear Willie tell it is something
best.
special.
The
well,
best.
you've got to put Willie's part. The best way to hear it is put Willie's part, Jazz's part, and
Marche.
then you've got to have Marche's commentary with a little me sprinkled in there, and then you really get the gist of what took place, and you're like, okay, all right, now I understand.
That story comes up often. I was up in Marshfield at Frontline, and it's me, Marche, and Jason Dukes. And I don't know how the name Levi came up, and Dukes is like, not Levi, and Marche is like, man, do you remember when Willie knocked his glasses? And
Because
the entire
Dukes,
locker room is centered around the three of us telling that story.
because Dukes was part of that crew. It
Right?
was the five man.
Dukes laughed his ass off.
He was the
He,
booker, and he
he
was
was the
part
booker.
of the 5 man power trip or whatever they were calling themselves.
Yeah,
And so again, for him to go out there with with Willie, Jason Dukes, I don't remember who the other three were. Bo, I believe, was part of that as the manager. I'm not sure. It was three other people. So for him to go out there, not being told to go out there, and everybody's wondering, like we even went to Boz. Boz, did you tell him to go out there? And like Boz the head, like, nope, wasn't me. And it
I heard
was
it was
like,
Steve. I heard it was Steve Kenton, who was just the camera guy.
and it might have been. And
Steve Kenton is never just the camera guy. Just ask him.
that would make all the more sense too. That you listen to somebody that's not running the show. But so Boz, give me your up to this point. I'm sure after you beat Missa, this will be up there. But give me your top right now 3 CSW moments.
Top CSW moments.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a good one. Um, one emotional moment's got to be Kylie Ray against Sky Blue
That
for
was
sure.
that was that was one of those moments where everybody in the locker room knew that this was one of those things you'll never forget in your life. So everybody was at the curtain or sitting out around watching that thing outside. You're right. That was an amazing moment.
I don't think there was a dry eye in the place. It was just so emotional, and we're so happy for those two to get that moment. That's definitely always going to be up there for sure. Um, man, I could still remember Brubaker and Vic Capri with the flaming table.
The first ever uh that was the first ever Second City Showdown, and that was the Chicago style street fight. I remember that very well.
That for sure. That's got to be up there. There's so many moments just
First time I ever saw skewers get put into somebody's head.
that was insane. And I think just the ambience and the feel when the first time it was the second show we ran in Franklin Park, we had Luchasaurus there. And I can remember even Jimmy Blaze showing up. He's like, "What the hell did you do, boss?" I'm like, "I promoted." I mean, you couldn't move in there.
You
We
could
had
not.
300 chairs. I mean, the place was just insane, wall to wall. The energy, I think that was the first time. It's how CSW is now. It's the first time we felt that then. Like just from the get go of um, the ref count 1, 2, and the crowd going sweet, and just every little thing that we see now, we probably take for granted. It all came and it all started then, and we've been on a path going up since then,
And Marche and Luchasaurus absolutely tore it up that night.
for sure. To see two big guys like that go at it in their prime, yeah.
And that was like right when AEW was just getting kind of it had just started and it was getting big and the Luchasaurus and Jack Perry were that was a big thing. That was a huge thing. The answer to WWE at the time.
Everything was fresh, yeah. Yeah.
Everything
And
was
for us
fresh
to
and
get
new.
that at the pinnacle moment where they were going up to get it then, it's awesome.
We got to kind of take a ride with them, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
What about Elmwood Park? Uh, I never thought we would ever do shows at places other than Franklin Park. And then Elmwood Park, that first show, that was crazy. I remember being
I
on commentary. We're an hour and 20 minutes into the show, and people are still filing into that building.
I can remember having a drink in the audience and walking to feel it. And we rented several hundred chairs. We put out several hundred chairs, and I can remember your voice on commentary saying, "We're in a building that's twice as big as we normally go, and we still have nowhere to move."
It's
I
right.
could, I could still hear your voice.
We're like, people are still coming in. It was
Bleachers were
amazing.
full, everything. Yeah, it was awesome. That was definitely a moment. And for the second show, we used a higher setting ring. I wish we'd have did that the first show. I think we'll do that this Friday. Because it was so hard to see way in the back.
That had the Chicago style rumble, which was an amazing thing to watch and be a part of because the concept and the way it went down, that crowd popped like crazy. Those crowds never run out of energy at Elmwood Park. It's crazy.
No, just the energy of at the end with Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, just the energy he had, the promo he cut,
Yeah.
and just cut down the city and cut down me and cut down everybody, and we all came out at the end. It was just the whole night was just magical, except for we got scared with Inestra and Raphael, but
Yeah,
thank
again,
God.
that was me trying to do commentary like JR did when the Blue Blazer fell from the Raptors because I had no idea other than he was getting wheeled out on a gurney.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't know at the time. It was very scary.
And then people say, it's fake, and it's so not true. It's comical at this point.
Right.
Comical. As
So
far as eras of Boz, I mean, you got Windy City, you got CSW, your WWF time, and now there's NWA Boz, and you've done quite well at Billy Corgan's NWA. You've done the NWA Chicago, and you've traveled a little bit. How are you enjoying a run late in your career that has been historic at NWA? This is a big time for NWA right now.
this whole last couple of years for me has been surreal. To go to freelance and wrestle Isaiah's. To go to Ego a few times and wrestle kids that looked up to me. To go back to ARW to Hammond Civic Center, and then now to go to the NWA and at 50 years old to go to Philadelphia and wrestle at the ECW arena, stuff like that. It's just been surreal. It's been a joy. It's an awesome. I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. I guess is
You know who's
what
gonna
one.
cry if you don't do well Friday? Billy Corgan is gonna cry. Billy Corgan fucking loves you.
Well, I just he was talking about our locker room. He said we have one of the best locker rooms. Is what I heard on last Friday. He was very impressed with the show, and he loves all our students and all of our acquaintances that come to the shows. And he says the show was he was very 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 happy. That's what I heard Friday.
Yeah, we
So
all worked our ass off at that show, and it was about as smooth as it's ever been, despite some technical difficulties. But everybody seemed to have a good time. The energy of the crowd was fever pitch all night long. And Boz and Marche are the first matcher that doesn't happen very often when you're out there setting the tempo.
it was good though. I like doing it. Sometimes save it for the cruiserweights. They're going to do everything at the end of the night anyway, right? Um, Plus, when I go on first, I can watch the show and enjoy the show and watch my students and watch the up and comers, right? So I critique their stuff afterwards and all that good stuff.
That gauntlet match featured a lot of people that are related to CSW and Boz, including Jack and Eddie, the CSW tag team chant. Boy, did they show up and show out, and they gave what for to the hard way.
So, matter of fact, Billy liked them so much they're flying out Saturday morning to do TV in Tampa. So I'm
How
very
can you
proud of them.
not love those guys? They are so enthusiastic and they're so fucking good. That's the thing. They are so good.
I'm like a proud papa with my kids.
You have to be. You have to be. And you look at all the people that are thriving now, that are doing well, that have your imprint on them. I mean, Axel Rico is a money man anytime he steps into that ring. From a storytelling aspect, from a physicality aspect, he does wrestling just about better than anybody. He gets lost in the shuffle sometimes, but he is such a great commodity to have around.
I've always said he's a great heel and he's a great baby. He's just good all around,
He
and he's
can
and
do
he's
it
a good
all.
person, and he helps out. He's a good around person, all around good person.
What is your favorite era of Steve Boz? You've had many changes, you've done many things over the years. Do you sit back there, now that you're at this point and go, I really like this time, or I really like that time? What's the top era of Boz when you feel like you were at your best?
Mm, I always enjoyed being heel. Um, Old Windy City days, probably the end of Windy City when I was heel. Um, but I'm having fun now. I think like your best wrestlers, right? Think about WWE if you would for a minute, like Randy Orton, AJ Styles, right? Guys in their late 40s. I think you get that knowledge and you get to use that knowledge and put it to work in the ring, so it makes sense. That makes sense.
It does, 100%.
Um, I think the best wrestlers are the older ones because they start to work smarter instead of harder, right? Connecting with the crowd, you kind of know what works, what doesn't work. But if I had an error, man, there was all that Steve Boz, right? There's a Nickelback Boz. I think I like being Nickelback Boz at the Evil Superstar at NWA is probably my favorite Boz right now of
It
all of them.
is so good. It just seems like you're having, I've known you and I've participated on a monthly basis with you now, going on year 7. So we've been together a while now. Maybe I
Sure.
wasn't back there in the 90s and the 2000s, but we've done a lot together, and I've called many matches and I've watched you do things. I don't think I've ever seen you happier than you are right now in that ring, doing your thing, being Boz. Do you feel like this is maybe the best time, the most fun you've had?
Definitely, Steve. Definitely. I mean, even the Made Man, like the Godfather. Like I have a blast being heel when you don't have to worry about impressing the crowd and trying to get over and just trying to just get that heat. It's easier to make people mad at you than it is to get them to love you.
And you certainly have made people mad at you. And now we'll kind of transition into what's coming. Um, Obviously, when the Made Men became the Made Men, uh, Missa, as you said in your promo, was the example set on that first day when everything went down. And she's out in the ring, and Marche's like, you're like a brother. She's like a brother to me, and then he drops her, and then you come in to save her, and then you drop her, and then Marche drops her again. So Missa has taken 3 finishers from 2 of the best to ever do it, and is laying there in a heap, and that is the message. And the boos in that crowd were otherworldly. There was some straight up hate going on after what you guys did. Um, why is now the right time for the Made Men?
I just think it was time for the superstar Steve Boz, the clapping coming out to Rob Zombie. I think it was time to transition. Um, for a personal standpoint, it was time for me to save my body, stop flying around, doing flying head scissors and that is right. As a bad guy, I'm not going to do that stuff, right? And it's at this point in my career, I want to give back. So if I'm the bad guy, I'm going to work with those young guys, those good guys coming up, and kind of show them the way. That makes sense.
It certainly is makes for good stories. Um, Tag teaming with Bruce Hamilton was a coup because the first day we saw Bruce uh come out and do what he did in the Futures Royal, you knew there was something different about that guy. And when he was revealed as a made man, I know on commentary, we absolutely couldn't believe it because the superstar and the gentleman barbarian, who's going to beat that tag team? You're no stranger to tag team greatness. You and TJ, as the Bruise Brothers, longest reigning CSW tag team champions ever. Uh, One of the greatest runs I've ever seen. When I got to know you guys, you were the champions of CSW, and you held that for the longest time during the CSW GPW wars. I remember it vividly. You guys were always those guys in those matches doing magical things. From that time where you're with TJ to Bruss, it's a different Boz. You're doing different things. You and TJ did your high flying stuff a lot. Now, Bruss is ground and pound. You're kind of doing your thing. It's still tag team wrestling, but it's very different. Would you agree?
Because we're working from the heel side of
Right.
the bad, right? So like um we do like the springboard heart attack, like it's different than what TJ. There's no flash, if you will. Um TJ and I were stuck together mainly in the beginning was to save my knee because I had knee surgery. And actually I don't know if I ever told this story, but I was actually gonna wrestle up in Northland one time and I was in a singles match. And at the time I would been tagging with TJ, to save my knee. And I got to work my little brother Acid Jazz. On top of that, the next match was double shotting and coming from Wisconsin. So they're like, can you really stretch this match out in Northland? So I wrestled Jazz and we went probably 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And being in there with Jazz, I felt comfortable. I felt like the old Boz from when I was in my late 30s. And we went out there and I did everything that I used to do. And I remember coming back through the curtains. And I remember Steve Cotton be like, wow, you can still go. And ever since then, I've been going. And but that going back to different tag team with TJ than Bruss, I think Bruss was put with us to kind of teach him the way. And you could see a big difference on Bruss from now than from a year ago. He's learned a lot being with Marche, and I think that was the goal.
And you can see that as he is now in NWA with Ryan Matthews as the males, that tag team. And
Sure.
they're really good. They were really entertaining in that I saw a move they did that cracked Billy up to the point where he was visually laughing, and he's usually very stoic when he's sitting on the
Sure.
top of the stage in the corner, but he popped with what they were the fabulous. What are they called? They're like the fabulous males or something. But they're really good. So you've had a really nice positive effect, and you've made Bruss better, I think, in the short time he's been with you.
Good, and that's the goal. It's a magnificent males.
Magnificent males. I knew it was something like that. It just couldn't come to me. Old
So yeah,
man.
that was the goal. I'm glad he's learning from us and he's become a better wrestler and he's working more places. So goal accomplished.
A lot of people that work elsewhere uh are coming to you to train and do things. Uh Nick Diamond, who I think a lot of, says a lot of nice things about you and what you've done for him. Hot Rod Daddy Andy as well, which we have Mrs. Hot Rod Daddy Andy as a member of our show. So, I know very well what you mean to him. Do you know what you mean to people when you do that? I mean, you've been doing it for so long. Do you know how the Boz brand gets into the souls of people and they become Boz guys or gals?
I mean, I've heard it. You know me. I love this business, Steve and Sean, and I try to just give back what I know. I try to make the business better. I try to teach it the right way. I try to critique it, the smallest little things from ring placement to selling to all that stuff. And I just love to give back. If I want to be known for one thing, it's the guy that gave back as much as I could give.
If you want to have fun, you go on Steve Boz's Facebook page and you look through his photos because there are photos from every stage of your career. That's where I stole everything I've used in the illustrations that I've put out over the few days, including Dreamwave flyers with, the people that are basically the higher ups and the veterans in wrestling now. If looks could kill, we just saw Glover retire at ARW. Obviously, Hades, we know what he does at CSW. Willie, and if looks could kill, so many, and Brubaker, who we haven't seen in a while, but we remember what there's the Dreamwave flyer I was talking about. That's Hades and Brubaker versus you and Austin Roberts. What a fucking tag team match that must have been.
That was some fun times. So you know what? Those were some of the funnest times out there. Um, some of the funnest times I'll never remember. Uh, C Red was there. Some of those after parties at the 9th Street pub. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah,
We would
yeah.
we would sleep at our friend Carrie's house. It would be like a concentration camp. Like she would have the floor just lined up with sleeping bags, and there'd be like 20 wrestlers sleeping on the floor because no one wanted to drive home from
In the
LaSalle.
bathroom, in the tub,
Oh yeah, but it
in
was.
the
But we all,
kitchen.
you know what? It was a family. A young Mustafa Ali was there, and all those guys, and Marche and Austin Roberts, and we all looked out for each other. So like, hey, no, you're too drunk. You're not driving home. You're staying here. So but she took us in. She was like mother hen.
Such great times and such great memories. You've done a lot of stuff, and now we're moving into CSW in cold blood this Friday night, Elmwood Park. And it certainly boiled over into a frenzy at this point. The last show ended with you demanding from the general manager, me, that this match be made. And it was made, but the stipulation was if she retires, so must you if you lose. Then, for that to the last 24 hours, and shots have been fired between you and Missa. She cut a just full blown sizzler of a promo on you, mocking everything. And it's one of those things, Boz. When somebody cuts a promo like that, you sit back and you watch it, and it motivates you, I have to believe, because then you cut, I think, one of the best promos I've seen you make in the last 5 years. Answering her, you went right at her just like she went right at you. And now, in a few days, you two are going to be alone in the center of that ring, and somebody is walking home not a wrestler anymore. How did you get here, and why did you want to go here?
Well, it goes back to all year for interfering in the made men's business, and then interfering in our matches, and then costing us, Russ and I, the belts that night. And I think
Remember them
enough was
well.
enough. Enough was enough, and it was time. Okay, let's end this thing on the biggest stage of the year. Let's end it, in Elmwood Park.
So it's all Mrs. fault that we've got to this point. Her messing with you has led us here, not you leaving her in the parking lot by a dumpster.
No, that was not me.
That was not you. That was not you.
No,
You did not pay to have that done. You did not have a made men hit come on her that night, right? That's subjective, right?
not me.
Not you. This is a very interesting thing, and I'm heavily vested in it because I feel like I'm part of it. And I'm going to be sitting there at commentary, calling this match as per normal with Thatcher. And I'm also looking at it through the general manager's eyes. And I have some concerns that I'd like to voice to you now. So it's fortuitous that you were on the Power Hour this evening. Not only because we're thrilled to talk to you and relive some of your magic, because you've had magic your whole career. You are one of the most energizing human beings that I've ever encountered on this planet. But now I see Terry Allen putting out the Windy City signal. Hey, get up there and help out Boz. Get up there and make sure this isn't his last night. So it's almost like the army is coming, the cavalry is coming to ride your aid. All the legends that were there at CSW. Now, C Red coming back to CSW is something I have been begging him to do for years. Hasn't come, gets his little award, is there instantly, and is now the life of the party. Forward Friday, guess who's coming back to CSW? C Red, part of the Windy City Army that's coming to watch the show. So I'm wondering if you feel that you have an advantage because you're going to be surrounded by some of the most notorious people wrestling has ever seen.
It's either that or they're there in case this is my last match and they want to see me go out.
I considered that when I saw the post about calling out, and I would love to believe that is the case. They just want us to be there to support you, win, lose, or draw, because that would be great. But this is the Boz father, the Godfather of Chicago. This is a different cat. This is a different you. Kind of think like you're at this point in your career going, I'm not going out. I've got NWA. I'm all over the place. I am moving forward in my trajectory. There is no situation that can end with me being beaten and retiring. And I think maybe bringing in, you're stacking the deck in your favor. That's my thought process, and not just mine, others as well. How do you answer that?
I guess we'll have to see and wait on Friday.
We will have to guess and we have to see, but we did have an answer for that. For all the people you're bringing, I think we did a pretty good job naming special guest referee. So now
Duxon,
in that ring, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most honorable men in this business I've ever met in Doug Simmons, who has
who's good friend,
he's
who's
a
good.
good friend of yours, family to Missa Kate. Am I frozen or are you frozen, C Red?
And I'm not
Uh,
frozen.
Oh, you're back, Boz. So is coincidence that we're bringing Doug Simmons?
Coincidence or was it written in the stars?
I don't know. It seems like there are a lot of moving parts as we go.
And
And
I'm excuse me, Mr. General Manager.
Mr. Young, I'm sorry, Mr. C Red.
Why can't we just be there for our brother?
No, you can, but your brother's
I
been
find
there.
it I
Your brother's
find
been
it
there for 6 years.
I
And I
find
ain't
it
seen
kind
it.
of I find it oh, I've been there. Don't act like
Uh-huh.
I haven't been there. I find it very insulting that you would think like the boss father does not need our help. He is going to end this the way he always does. We're not worried about it. Matter of fact, if anything, this is going to be a celebration. He's
Maybe.
going to win. We're going to put him on our shoulders. We're going to drink the night away. That's what we do. That's what we do. So stop stirring the pot like you always do,
Just
Mister
saying.
GM,
I'm just saying.
and don't worry about what TA sent out. Don't now you want to bring in a special rep. Okay, that's fine. That's
But keep
one
it
dude.
level.
That's one dude. When you've already named at least there's 6, 7, 8, 15 of us that probably show up, if not more. What's one dude gonna do to 15?
Well,
I'm
he's more
just
than
saying.
just one dude. And you don't
I,
think
I hey, I love Doug. Don't get it twisted. I love Doug. Me and Doug have had a blast in our careers. But again, you're stirring the pot. You're trying to make this more than what it is.
There's
You
a story
really
to be told
are.
here, C
You're
Red. The
you're
story
trying.
needs to be told.
Yeah, but even again, you have no proof that the made men, what happened to uh little kitty cat, that she got a boo boo.
I know
Like, come
the
on
Brotherhood.
now.
I I
Like,
I know these guys. I know how this ends. And the problem that I don't think anybody realizes, of all the people, Steve Boz, that you could have this match with, you have picked the craziest, most diabolical, calculating, vindictive, creative human being to go to war with. And, you know, I'm not sure you thought this through, brother.
We will see on Friday.
Nobody wants to go in a dark alley with Missa Kate.
But I have a lot of friends.
All right, that is this Friday night, Franklin Park, Missa Kate versus Steve Boz, not Franklin Park, Elmwood Park. Missa Kate, Steve Boz, in what should be one of the most memorable matches of the year. The story has been going all year long, and that's the beautiful thing about CSW is it's not a series of wrestling matches that are just cobbled together. There are stories being told. There's a buried alive match. There's a championship match. There is a match between Tupu and Ali. So there are so many reasons to come to Elmwood Park this Friday night. It should be, one way or the other, it should be the biggest show CSW's ever had, in my opinion.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Boz is ready. Boz is serious. Okay, before we let you go, big fella, I just want you to know that if I could have picked a final guest to have on this show, this is my best case scenario. You have been an amazing friend, an amazing inspiration, and an amazing mentor to me my entire career. And to always be grateful for you making me feel like part of the family. Because when you're not someone that wears the tights and does the 12 to 15 on a monthly basis, you're kind of on the outside, but you've never made me feel like anything less than family. And for someone like me, that's all I ever wanted. So for you to be the final guest is the cherry on top for me. And if I never do another interview, I am thrilled that this was my last one.
Well, it was an honor. And Steve, you are family. And like I said earlier, we need all the pieces. Without guys like you, this doesn't come together. So thank you for everything you've done and are still doing.
Any final words for Steve Boz before we let him go home? He stayed late for us tonight.
well, since I'm like, how you gonna have the last guest and not get roses? Damn,
Well, give
Steve.
the roses quick because the man wants to go eat and get ready for his match.
He gotta hit the gym, man. It's
Boz has got
5,
that
man.
hangry look.
Um,
Starving.
I'm just gonna say, um, from the long mullet that never seemed to die to the short hair and the attitude with the tights to you loving on my baby every show that she didn't care, she wanted to see you, um and for you to now hold her daughter touched me in such a way that definitely means you're part of my family. Steve Boz, you will never know how much you have done for me, how much I love you. All it is crazy just in this hour. The names that we have dropped that you have helped that have been successful all across the world, Steve. If nothing else, take pride in, guess what? You have laid a long legacy of people that you have trained. You have trained the right way. You didn't bullshit us. You didn't give us shortcuts. You gave us what we needed to succeed in this business. I thank you ever so much from me, from them. Again, let's just be real. We would not have had the success, Steve, if it wasn't for you. If people used to always joke and say, is there another member of the Soul Touchers? If it had to be somebody, it would have had to been you. Because if it wasn't for you, you, your handprint is on all four of us. So without Boz, there's no us. I thank you for every moment, everything you've ever given me. I love you.
Love
Um,
you.
you will forever be uh the superstar in my eyes. Nobody else. You will always be superstar, superstar
Forever
forever.
the superstar, Steve Boz. Cactus, did you have something to add to Boz before we let him go?
I do. Boz, I know that you don't know me, but you certainly know my husband very well. And I just wanted to say thank you for believing in him because he was really at the point of walking away when he came to CSW. So I cannot tell you how much it means to me, how much you've helped him turn it
Well,
around.
I see his passion for the business, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
love through. And it just, I like people that are passionate about what we do. It becomes, like I said, it's a brotherhood because of we all love the same thing.
exactly. So thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome.
I'll be there screaming my head off on Friday.
Awesome, love it.
Steve Boz, thank you so much for taking time out for us after all this time. It has been everything I hoped it would be. Go get some food, and we will see you Friday night in Elmwood Park, my friend. Thank you so much.
You got it, guys. Love you guys. Thank you.
All right, we're going to let the BOZ log off. Now, you know how to log off, right?
I'll figure it out, brother.
That is
My
the
home.
BOZ, the one, the only. And that is BOZ's light. He's having technical, and that's the top of the BOZ's head. There he is. He's still there.
I'm trying to figure it out.
You have to hit end meeting. I think that's where you're going. We'll help.
Okay.
I'm going to help you.
Okay.
There you go.
I had to remove him myself, but that's okay. Um, well, that was pretty fun, guys. I mean,
Mhm.
you think about all the shows we've done and all the people we've had. I know we're going to have some people that are going to pop in and say some things next week. But he's our last official guest. And I'm happy because I feel like the last few weeks have been some of our best weeks. Uh, with Max and with Glover and with Marche. I wanted to end strong and I went kind of through the greatest hits. And it hits me in the feels because if we were able to do this like this every week, I mean, maybe I wouldn't need a break. But all good things must come to an end, and this was a great way to do it, at least for my soul. And next week will be the finale, and they'll be fun there too, and we'll have some good moments there. Um, but we've got more to do. The Boz is gone, but we've got more to talk about. Cactus. How you feeling? You're stressed out. Do you need to go?
I
Hey,
need to
girl. Hey,
I need to go. I just have a quick little the knockout showed up and showed out at NWA on Friday.
That's what I wanted to say. I have never
Yeah.
seen more knockouts in the wild than I did at NWA. And you guys were loud as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Dolly particularly.
Man, when
Zero.
Andy came out, that was the pop of the night. And Billy jumped in his chair.
Yeah.
That pop was so loud. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to get the hot rod over, God damn it.
Yep. No, it was. It was a lot of fun. That was one of the best shows I have ever sat through, my husband's match notwithstanding. Um, and
Cactus, hang on 1 second.
okay,
Rion's getting ready to leave too. Rion, thank you so much for being part of this tonight. Thanks for the photos. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rion.
thank you, Rion.
Go ahead,
Um,
Cactus. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
oh no, it was like a barn burner from start to finish. Um, Definitely everyone really enjoyed themselves because a lot of them aren't wrestling fans and they came out for Andrew. But they all had a really good time. We're all looking for ways to make more shows, especially now that we don't have anything else to do.
Well, you'll always be welcome in Highland Park. I'm not sure when the
Yeah.
next date is, but they love you there. How do you feel about Carson Drake?
He looks like he's wearing my grandmother's wallpaper. So there's
He is
that.
such a bastard, but I love that kid
we
so
we
much.
had a lot of feelings about him being a stereotypical 80s villain.
He does it so fucking good.
He
He is
does.
so
He
fucking good.
does.
Um, did you enjoy the gauntlet match? Because I thought that was some spirited wrestling from
Yes.
I thought
Yes.
I thought Jack and Eddie were phenomenal. I thought Nick Diamond was the best version of himself I've ever seen.
Yeah, there was a lot of incredible incredible action on everybody's part in that match. Nobody phoned it in, nobody half-assed it. It was all
Even the pre-show match was good
yeah.
between Schultz and Lizard Boy, and Schultz had a secretary.
I don't think that's what that is.
You didn't think executive assistant, maybe she called
I
herself.
don't think that's what that is.
What? It was
I don't
great.
think I don't think that's what that is.
That
I
she
think
was.
I think that's another way to cheat.
You might be right about that. That's fair. That's fair. What did you think of the main event? OVW superstar Eric Surge versus Mario Pardua.
So first of all, my two friends Dolly and Punchy were like they're Polish, so they were all in for Mario. Um, that was really one of the best matches I've seen in a while, and I'm going to be honest because we're shooting lately.
We
A
are.
lot of main events that I have gone to in the last couple of years, and I don't mean this specific to anyone. I'm just saying it's a troubling trend that I'm seeing, and maybe someone will hear it and realize that just because you're at the top doesn't mean you get to give up or stop improving. A lot of main event matches I've seen in the last couple of years have been textbook examples of phoning it in. Like, I'm a big deal. I don't have to do anything kind of thing. And you cannot say that about Mario Pardua. You cannot say that about Eric Surge. That was, they said we were opening with a barn burner at NWA. They closed with the barn burner at NWA.
How did you enjoy Boz versus Marche?
Um, what I can remember of it, I mean, like so I typically spend a lot of matches telling all of my friends and my teammates who you're supposed to cheer for, who you're supposed to boo, what's good, what's bad. But I did tell them wait until you see, because Marche comes out and of course everybody's like just the specimen of a man that he is. Um, but then I was like, wait until you see him move. Just wait. You wait until you see him move. And I don't think anybody was expecting. And I think what Boz said earlier, or was it Boz? Yeah, it was Boz that said it, that the older wrestlers are the better wrestlers, is 100% true.
They tell stories, and NWA is, NWA Chicago is relatively new. It hasn't only been around for a couple of years yet, and they've put a roster together, and they're starting to tell stories now, and the product is improving with each and every show. So, now Mario and Marche are going to go at it in 2026 at some point. So that should
Mhm.
be a crescendo effect because it's been kind of building for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you love the NWA. You're happy that Andy's a part of it, a well-respected part. I mean, Andy got a title shot for Christ's sake,
Yeah, that was a
and
big
Andy was
deal.
in the main event at CSW.
Yeah. It's all
All
coming
the
up
people.
Andy.
I'm going to say this, and I want you to tell him this later.
Okay.
All the people that treated him like shit should now wake the fuck up and see how stupid they were.
I agree.
He's not. He isn't always spectacular at expressing himself, but the passion, as Boz said, and the love and the energy and the time and the effort he puts in to the characters he makes is unlike anybody I've ever met.
Yeah.
I am
Um,
happier than anybody that Andy is getting the push that he's getting.
yeah, and I'm gonna say it too. The people that have not given him an opportunity, I'm not saying this because I'm biased, um, fucking idiots. Fucking idiots.
That's a good way to end this segment. Cactus,
Yeah,
you are the best.
yeah. I do what I can. But I am gonna expound on that a little bit.
Please.
I think there's a lot of hangups in this scene on ass kissing.
Oh
And
yeah.
there go my dogs. My dogs agree. My dogs agree.
It was a symphony of canine.
Yeah, on ass kissing and on who who knows who, and it's not just Andrew that this happens to. There are so many talented people that get passed over because they're not buddy buddy with the right person. Hazel, shut up. And
I'm glad
it,
I don't live in that house. You're
yeah,
too much. You're too much alpha.
me.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's got to be. But there is a I'm just gonna shoot. I don't give a shit. There is a very stagnant part of the local scene. There is a stagnancy, and putting your friends in the main event picture and putting yourself in the main event picture is not the long-term success plan. So do with that what you will. And remember that before I met Andrew, I loved wrestling with my whole soul since I was 12 years old.
And
So
every time you're there, you prove that each and every
yeah,
time. And I'm still hoping as you better yourself that one day maybe you walk back in.
we'll see. We'll see if my body will let me. But if anyone's got a problem with what I said, you can tell me and not go run to my husband like some people have done in the past.
And she will
I'm a whole
be
person. I'm a whole person. You can talk to me.
she will be in Elmwood Park Friday night if you have
I
any.
will be.
And if you
Come,
have something
come
to say to her,
say
come
it
say
to
it to
my
me too.
face.
I got your back.
Thank you. All right. I love you both.
Bye,
I
girl.
will.
Bye. Oh, the
Bye,
20th.
girl. Bye.
It's going to happen. I still need to know where.
Okay, I'll tell you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, the one and only Cactus Rack. And now it's just you and me again as we end the penultimate episode. We still got things to talk about, and we will. But here we are, man. 6 years later. A little grayer, a little older, a little sorer. Not sure we're any smarter.
Shit, who's sore?
Every day, brother. Every fucking day. The knees of my knees hurt, okay?
Oh, you know what? I'm in pretty good condition right now.
You're doing good. I mean, obviously the sabbatical is over, champ, as we
Yeah.
head to RPW. Fucking pinning Gabagool, you son of a bitch. Not even a fucking year. It's a year next week that you said you were done.
What
And
happened?
now
What happened?
the Rocket Pro 24/7 champion of the LIM.
What happened?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, baby.
I
Take a
tried to
picture.
get Turtle to mention it on JFW that you bounced off a sabbatical like a Super Bowl, and they ended up turning it against me. So the reason why the Power Hour is done is I'm done fighting with JFW. They can have it. Good luck to you, boys.
I
Um,
don't so let's just address it. So um again, some things changed. But when I was contacted from a promoter who we haven't heard from in a couple of
the
years,
Big G,
and he
the Big
tells
G.
he's running next month, and
Are we a tag team finally, Red?
no, because again, I am still 6 man champs
Yeah, yeah,
with
that's right.
the
That's right.
ARC, with D'Angelo Steele and Miles Mercer. So
Who were both
um
at CSW to see you get your award.
yeah,
Trios never die.
so um and then I have to wrestle in February, or Mr. Young has to wrestle in February for C3 Ultimate Wrestling. So like 2 months back to back. But as far as C Red, yeah, C Red again, unfortunately has to break out the boots and try to figure out where the hell
Hey,
is that gear
I
at.
bust your balls because it's what I do. I'm thrilled that you're gonna do it again, man. I'm thrilled that you're healthy enough to do it again. I'm thrilled that you love it enough to do it again. And I'm still hoping one day down the line, you and I get to stand there as tag teams and do it one more time. I feel like I'd like to run one more time.
Well, again, right now we
I'd like
are
to run one more time and come out on the winning end because
we're
I
on
don't
the
want my
Fire
last
Pro.
wrestling moment to be a concerto by Fuckstick Jordan.
We're the Fire Pro Trios
We
champs.
are the Fire Pro Trios champ, and I'm hopefully going to get a better physically in 2026. So I'd like to perhaps maybe tag up with you at some point and cause a little chaos somewhere. We'll talk to some people. Maybe we can make that happen.
All right.
I hear there's a Italian beverage tag team that might be looking for some opponents.
Italian beverage tag team.
Italian food and a beverage tag team.
Oh, okay. Well, you know how half of it, uh they was put to sleep. So uh
2026, anything can
so
happen.
so
Speaking of anything can happen, Rocket Pro Wrestling happened
yeah.
on Saturday, Christmas Chaos.
Oh
And
my God.
whoa, we were not short on the chaos.
Oh, we were over on the chaos.
I want to start with the match that was right in the middle of the card.
Why are we starting there?
Four men competing to get a
Oh,
contract. And they were doing so well. It was such an engaging match until the monster showed up like the tornado in Twister and destroyed the movie theater. Remember when they were sitting at the drive-in movie theater and the Twister came through and they had to hide in the fucking garage because the Twister fucked all the shit up?
I don't even think that was that wouldn't it the crazy part, it was undescribable
Rocket Pro
because
Wrestling,
we
to
were
coin a
so
phrase,
focused.
is going to need a bigger boat.
Oh shit, they're gonna need a bigger security team.
Steve
Uh,
Michaels returned this past Saturday to Rocket Pro Wrestling, and there was no pomp, there was no circumstance, there was no music, there was no microphone. It was simply a man walking in the arena, kicking open the guardrails, killing four men and an official, and then walking out.
yeah,
If I were Shaq Jordan, Aaron Stone, Corey McHenry, Maximus Orion, Pizza and Beer, the Freebirds, Youth Gone Wild, whoever is going to carry the banner in the second half of the year once we hit resolution, you got trouble coming. Even our hero, Marche Rocket, might not be exempt from the blast radius that is coming. That is the Steve Michaels that legends have been made of. That is the man that has no regard for personal safety, space, or how you feel when he's done. He sent a message, and I hope Rocket Pro Wrestling understood the message and is ready for what's going to happen next. Because when he comes, and he will come, no one is safe.
Well,
May God
shit, we
have
found
mercy.
that out. We found, and here's the irony. So I even asked the Windy City Ghostbusters, like, damn, y'all could have gave a brother a heads up. They said they had no clue.
And their PKE readings didn't go off the chart. They had no idea what was going to happen.
And so I asked, was he still around? And they were like, bro, he walked out, got back in his car, and drove off. And I was like, there was a sigh of relief. That's why I got so long getting back to commentary because I I didn't want to bump into him nowhere.
That
Anywhere.
that moment was not paid. There was no money. It was not a paid appearance. It was not an advertised appearance. It was a man that is feels like he was done wrong, wanting to make a statement. And boy, did he make a statement. Like I said, you can't unring a bell. He's coming. Better get out the way.
And did you notice? Of course you did, but we noticed how he came to the ring, but no undeniable with him.
There was no undeniable anywhere. And the undeniable might have had the worst night ever because general manager Marche Rocket turned a tag team match
Well,
into.
you got to explain that because people that's watching that wasn't that show, they're
Well,
like,
we're gonna have
I,
YouTube, so I'm not giving away all the goods. You go to
oh,
the
okay.
Rocket Pro YouTube channel and you watch the shit. We want to give you little teasers so you know what you're looking at, but I'm not giving them everything. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
okay.
say that Marche Rocket came out and certainly at the behest of Shelley, who empowered him for the evening, and he ruined Damian Saint's night and possibly his life by making him fight while wearing suspiciously a Sam Knight shirt. I love Sam Knight.
I
Red, we know
mean,
you
we
love
both,
Sam Knight.
yeah.
And are we supposed to think that Damian Saint, with his friendship of Sam Knight, is worth salvation? I don't know how I feel about that. You know who doesn't care about that? Fucking BOW doesn't care about that.
He gave two damns about that.
Pizza and beer, Danger and Turtle, along with their partner BOW, cleaned up in that ring and then cleaned up the Texas Roadhouse rolls. And if they knew how many fucking rolls you ate, at last count, it was 11.
Hey man,
That's too
we
many
don't.
rolls.
Hey
And you had
man, no,
two
that
whole
was
things of butter.
man. Them
You
rolls
took
was
rolls away from a
fire.
family.
Hey, fire. They didn't need all those carbs. They didn't need
Hey, I'll
all.
tell you what, the mood slime beverage was fantastic. Make a Shirley Temple with a little tequila once, and that's becoming my favorite part of the Rock and Pro show is when we get the cup of goodness and we get our little commemorative cup, we get the beverage, and we get to sample what the people have. You get your coffee and you can have it. I love the fact that they let me have the festive beverage of the night. It makes me feel like part of the family, like they value me. So I love it, and I'm excited to see what comes in resolution. Maybe it'll be like a champagne sunrise or something. Who knows? But resolution is coming soon. We have, I don't even want to talk about this. I'm so disgusted with it. I don't want to talk about it. We have a new heavyweight champion. I don't want to talk about it. Do you want to talk about it?
Of course, I'll talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
I understand
That guy's a
why
prick.
you do.
Thank God he's never going to be back on this show.
So, well,
The
shit, won't
fucking
nobody
belt
be?
collector. The
Won't
fucking
no?
belt collector. Who are
Hey,
you, Matt fucking Hardy 2022?
you can't be mad, bro.
I'm
He is
mad.
making. I get it. I understand why you mad. I get
Start
it.
calling him Shaquille Monet.
Um, first of all, so
Can we start a fuck that guy chant?
Maximus comes
Maximus
out.
got screwed.
He
They were talking about this on JFW, and I think Travis said something like, "Well, he knew what the risk was. He got what he deserved." In some sort of Travis T. Uh,
no,
multi-universal spin.
no. So Maximus comes out with two titles. Um, the RPW uh heavyweight
And
championship,
the belt
and
you stole,
I didn't
you
steal it
stole
from
it,
him.
Red. You
I
fucking
didn't steal it.
stole it.
Hey, it's a
Like a
24/7
pack of
title.
cigarettes and chiclets from the 7-Eleven. You stole it.
Hey, you're the other blues brother. Um,
That's fair.
so
That's Black
his
and Blues Brother to you, pal.
his
And we got to
mystery
reprise
opponent,
that role, by the way, at some point.
we have to. Uh, so
I told you that song was going to be fucking perfect too.
it wound up being Tristan Hayes. Um, and
And he was in great form that night. He fought hard.
yeah, Tristan. So you got to kind of give the little backstory. Tristan and I had a conversation, and Tristan told me to hold the bag. I didn't look in the bag. I just held it. And after he came out, he asked for the bag. I took him the bag, and he showed various championships that he had won all around and carried uh, not only in the Midwest, but around the country and around the world. But he he explained to everybody that the RPW championship is a world title, and he wanted to fight for it. Whether win, lose, or draw, he wanted to fight
It's
for
important
it.
to him. That belt of this promotion in Joliet means something to Tristan Hayes. And he loves the product. He's part of it. He's a guy that is really vested in Rocket Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, but I think not just, and he stated it, not just to him, but to everybody.
Right.
It's not just another company's title. This title again, and we got to go back to the man who came through like Godzilla, um, Steve Michaels. He made it a world title, legit
Spend it all over the
world
world. Yep.
world title. So it meant something. Tristan Hayes and Maximus. Tristan put on one of the best uh, single
That's the first time we've
matches.
seen him since he fell through all those tables
Yeah, we haven't
at
saw him.
Kicks on 66.
So he looked good. Um, but of course then shenanigans. Um,
That had been brewing all night by the banana splits.
yeah, Shaq runs down, cashes in. He tries to pin Tristan.
Can't pin him.
Tristan kicks out. Tries to pick pins Maximus. Maximus kicks out. And then here's the two asshats. Marche, who was doing commentary with us, decided
When you
to.
say assets, you're talking about the Dream Faker and Dick Lips, right? Or
I'm talking about
Link Card, as we
link
call it.
card.
Yeah,
Yeah, link
Corey
card.
Link Card, and
Yeah,
the Dream Faker, Aaron Bone.
yeah. So Marche stepped in, uh, but the numbers game took
Plus,
Marche
Marche's
out.
hurt. Marche's got a bad wheel. You can't
Yeah,
you can't do what Marche does with one leg. That's why
and
he was GM and on commentary.
um, Maximus winds up getting pinned uh, by
No, they
Shaq
pinned
Jordan.
Tristan while
I mean,
Maximus had to watch.
yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then they kicked him in the face,
Yes, and then he stood
and
over
they
him with the belt with the Undertaker music.
so that uh,
Motherfucker.
so
Thank God Shaq Jordan's never going to be on this show again. Thank God.
so um yeah, the main event was interesting. Uh, but what about the tag match?
Are you talking about Whiskey Bent and Hellbound and the
Oh
Undeniable?
well, we can talk about that too. How Whiskey Bent and Hellbound got fucking screwed.
Badly.
Like, really?
Max Holiday tied the scarf of Aaron Arsenal around Sue and then laid him out with a boot named Sue. And because Sue was wearing a scarf, our rocket scientist of a referee decided that Sue was using a foreign object. So a boot named Sue, obviously a combatant in the tag team match, wearing a scarf, which had been used as a weapon the entire fucking match, was enough to get Whiskey Bent and Hellbound disqualified. That is very undeniable.
Ugh, just when we thought it couldn't get worse.
Are
But
you
I was
talking about the tag team match between well go ahead, Red. You're the candy man.
the two jackasses versus
Latino
the
C
Rock.
Red and the man that bikini waxed his head.
Yeah, versus Johnny Knight and his tag team partner,
You mean
RPW.
this guy?
Yes, my shirt's over there. Nuke.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put some respect on his name.
Hey,
That's Nuke.
and so I hate the two ass clowns. Everybody knows that. That's no new surprise. But they did have a great game plan. And they realized to keep Johnny Knight away from tagging Nuke. And it worked. All until they made a little boo boo.
Little boo boo.
And I never heard the crowd get so frenzied as when Johnny Knight tagged Nuke. And when I say he came in like a nuke and tore those boys up, double,
That was some Michael Myers shit when he choke slammed them both in the center of the ring.
and then turned around. This is where it got personal. When the knockoff uh Jesus comes up and starts talking shit to my face. Now, I thought at the beginning of the match he had made amends with us, Steve. He
Did you hear
handed
what he
us.
said to us when he gave you the candy?
No, what did he say?
You old fat people probably need a little bit of sugar right now to stay awake.
Oh,
You thought he gave them his motherfucking gift?
I thought he had made it a peace prize, but
You must have been drinking the smooth slime too much at that point.
hey, probably. But he turned around, he got in my face, and I hit him with my candy cane. Yeah, but I forgot he got a damn metal plate in his
And
hand.
he laughed at you.
You don't
And then
laugh
what
at
did
me.
I do, Red?
Well, you understood. there'd be consequences and repercussions.
I understood the assignment.
So you handed me your candy cane.
Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. Um, my candy was sitting there and I handed it to you. Wasn't part of it. I don't want to take away from your moment, so I can be lambasted by another podcast again. So yeah, that was all you.
No, that you played a part because you handed me yours, and I smacked the shit out of his ass on the other side that doesn't have a medal
And there were Reese's peanut butter cups, or no, there were Hershey's Kisses everywhere.
everywhere. And then he had mocked the fact that Rozzy had got pinned, but he hadn't. So I kind of helped his ass back in the ring.
No, you didn't help his ass. You fucking threw his ass back in that ring.
Well, hey,
Like C-Red circa 2007.
hey, his ass needed to go. He needed to feel the
That's
nukes
probably what
one
got
more
your
time.
energy so you could get the pin later on in the night.
Yeah, maybe so. Got a little adrenaline going, you know. So I
Disco
was
Ray and his
feeling.
Christmas album came to Rocket Pro Wrestling, and Damian Gray ruined the party as usual.
He's a fucking asshat too.
What about the opening match?
What
Your
about
favorite
it?
wrestler and Maya Karas.
No, first of all, he is nowhere near my favorite wrestler. Like, and nobody, and I'm sure y'all didn't even speak on it, but
She
I'm sure
hit
y'all
him.
were annoyed the fact that he took the microphone from Michael Allen and gave this long. I thought Willie, when Willie used to get introduced, Willie would have this long ass name to be introduced. Oh my God. Wannabe latex. Like, shut the fuck up and go wrestle. And when he got his ass in there,
He talked
then
over Prince.
right, that first of all, that's a blasphemy. But then the referee is checking he's checking, what he does. He's got to check, make sure no illegal weapons, right?
Right?
So he's checking knee pads and boots. And what does this asshat do?
Jumps
Jump
over the back of the
over
referee. Kicks old
and,
boy in the back of the head.
and clocks her.
Yeah. But what did she do? She beat him out so hard, she beat his wig right off.
Uh,
And that wig went sailing into the fourth row.
some fan went home with it.
With
I
somebody's
wonder did
hair.
I
Yeah.
wonder did Santino get it? I don't know.
Maya Karas is an enigma. What she can do so early in her career and how loved she is at Rocket Pro is amazing. We are very lucky to have her in that locker room and on that roster. She is a national treasure.
I love her.
Then there was the other half of the main event. It was the Dream Faker taking on the undeniable Nick Diamond. You want to talk about the longest entrance ever was Nick Diamond and his petition. Everybody in that petition signed the petition to move Santino. Santino had the worst night of anybody in that building, bar none. We played with his emotions. We sent him into the corner, but then we brought him back. He must
Why?
have got home and was all in the feels. He even took a picture with Nick Diamond. That's how up was down, down was up, left was right, black was white, white was black. Santino didn't know what he hit him after Christmas Chaos.
Well, the crazy part, he signed the petition,
Yes.
not knowing
It was a
it was
petition.
about him. Like, who signs a petition and doesn't read it?
And the moment of realization on his face, I was able to watch unfold live, and it was magical. I hope they caught it for YouTube because my God, man, it's one of those moments where like it just feels right.
Uh,
So Christmas Chaos was what Christmas Chaos always is. And was a really hard one to follow up because last year it was Joe Hendry versus Marche Rocket. So that is a tough act to come after. And this Christmas Chaos might have been a better Christmas Chaos. It certainly threw us through a loop all night.
yeah. Uh, if nothing else, the show kept us on our toes the entire night. And we just didn't know what to expect. So
Next up, Resolution coming in January. God knows what happens next. But stay tuned to social media. Rocket Pro's really good at getting the details out. First class company, first class people. All right, before we go, Red, we got to go through the card for CSW this Friday night. We talked a little bit about it. Boz versus Missa. It's been a year in the making. Uh, obviously, we love Boz, but I don't like the Made Men, and I don't like the Boz father. I think he picked a fight with the wrong person, and I think it's going to cost him. Missa Kate wins this match.
I can't pick against BLZ, bro.
The CSW Heavyweight Championship will be on the line, and this might be match of the night. There's so many matches that could be. I mean, Boz and Missa might be the match of the year. You could say any one of these matches are main event anywhere. Marche Rocket taking on the Diamond in the Rough, Rafael Quintero. I'm going to do this for you, Red. I'm going to start chanting. New champ, new champ. It is Rafael's time. He is younger, faster, quicker. He has been seasoned by NWA in many places. He has been in TNA. He's been everywhere. Rafi is at that moment where a win over someone like Marche Rocket and to become CSW champion sets him to a level where he never looks back. Quintero is your new champion. And I know what you're gonna
Man,
say. I know what you're gonna say. I never bet against Marche. We run down the roads. We're brothers. Meh, 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 meh.
well,
Surely you are smart enough to see the writing on the wall.
long as you understand, you never bet against Marche.
We got a trios match that should be very fun. We have got I when these matches happen, it just makes me crazy. So we've got the hype who have been betting on everything every month. I can't wait to see what the parlay is at Elmwood Park. Teaming up with Made Men member Bruce Hamilton, the Gentleman Barbarian, against Shane Boucher, Eddie Grayson, and Jack Valor, who know each other very well. Man, I love this matchup. Here's why I love it. Because you've got two of the most exciting tag teams in the business right now in Valor and Grayson and the Hype. Hunter Holdcraft and 12 Gauge are really talented in what they do. And then you throw in Bruce Hamilton, who has praises I were singing earlier, and Shane Boucher, who might be the best of the Hate Keepers. This is going to be a doozy. In the end, I like Boucher, Valor, and Grayson to win this match, but I don't think it will be easy.
Hmm. The hype.
Showcase match. At first, Solomon Tupu, Uncle T, was going to walk with Elijah or Elias or whatever you'd like to call him. But apparently, Elmwood Park is going to be a beatnik free zone. So, answering the bell in what may have made this match better, Uncle T will take on a legend in Chicago's own Mustafa Ali. How do you pronounce it? Is it Mustafa Ali? Is it Mustafa? I've heard it both ways.
Mustafa.
What's the correct what do you know about the correct pronunciation?
Mustafa.
It's Mustafa. See, I said that, and then Stan Payne corrected me, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And Stan Payne knows
So
lots.
you have to understand. For years, everybody called him uh, Mufasa, or like they didn't get his name right, and it bugged him, but he didn't make a big deal about it. And uh, the more and more he took pride in his heritage, the
I'm just gonna
more
call it Prince Ali.
the more he wanted, he wants people to respect his heritage, his culture. Um, so I get it, and
So
but
TNA
the
superstar
star.
Mustafa Ali.
Well, I'm taking Ali. I mean, I love me some
You
2K.
wanna you wanna talk about pot stirring? When last we saw Ali at CSW,
Right?
who was he running with, and who did he help win?
He was with the made men, baby.
So no one is exempt of the reach of the made men. In a match that I think is going to shock a lot of people, you have got Warhorse, Jake Parnell, perhaps for the last time as the commissar, as he is shifting back into the ass ruling Warhorse that we came to love from years ago. In one last nihilist effort, he is taking on the lovely and talented Shazza McKenzie in a no disqualification match. They have been writing a story now for 6 months. He has attacked her. He has nihilists have attacked her. She has gone through hell in a handcart with this man. And I think Shazza McKenzie might be the white knight that Warhorse needs to get himself right and back on a good side. What do you think?
Mackenzie. Only because I did not like the way and this is just me being me. I didn't like after my induction. Um,
Oh, he stole the mic from me before I could bottle it.
yeah, like you were trying to wrap this package up and put a nice little
I
bow
was going
and
to
gift
talk about you. I
tag
was going
on
to go over and ask your wife a question.
it,
Not to be.
you know,
I had a
and
whole thing. I had a whole thing. I'm like,
and
we couldn't run any longer. I mean, you guys were only in there for 45 fucking minutes.
hey, we were not in there for 40, baby, but not 45.
Stay to your times.
Hey, did nobody tell somebody to hand Willie the mic?
That's fair. Ugh.
But yeah, like he was so rude. And even before, you were doing GM things, you know, and um he just sat back there, all of, not all, but me and Shay, Jazz, Willie, Ripper Manson, uh Two Fingers, Vito Fontaine, Scott Spade, uh Misery. We're all just back there just enjoying
Forgot
ourselves.
about
And
Sandra D.
well, she was out with Mike Anthony in the crowd. So they weren't in the back where we were.
Never forget
And,
about Sandra D, brother.
and he just acted so rude. Like he walked between us. He didn't say excuse me. He just bumped and pushed us. Like,
It's because
bruh.
Nihilus doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything.
So I hope I hope she puts a whooping on that boy so bad.
Have you seen the promo of the generation of the 15-minute Iron Man scramble match?
No,
You have not.
no.
Well, then, I think it's about time to introduce you to the boys. Let me find that here. Hang on. Bear with me. I don't have technology. Are you ready, Red? You were gone
Okay.
when this happened, but this happened shortly after we concluded Second City Showdown 5.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Yes.
Well, we're going to watch it again.
Well, we can't hear it. But there you are breaking everything up as a good GM should do.
Don't forget whose locker room this is. This is not happening. You know what? It gives me an idea. Maybe this is going to happen. Why don't you bring your angst to Elmwood Park on December 12th, and all of you will be in a 15-minute Iron Man scramble. Maybe it's for your belt. Maybe that's how I get rid of you. And maybe I don't even bring you in the match. Just bring your gear. I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm in charge. You're all on notice. Steve, don't get it twisted. I know you think you're the manager. Well, I'm your goddamn champ. And I can strip it like that. Good night. Good night. Shut up. And I'll see you in December, champ. Well, now that he's fucking gone, get there. As I live and breathe, I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I saw.
looking forward to this match in every way.
Why?
Because it's what. No, you don't live and breathe anymore. Now I'm having technical difficulties some more. Got it. Okay. While we're here, while we're on the subject, let's do this because I think it's worth seeing and it's worth getting your reaction. Look at Red.
It's my first day. Oh, sorry. Oh, sister, we're brothers. I am Melissa. Ah, nice. What's your ring name? Miss Cake. Horrible. Hate it. Should be Steve Boss. Parents here taught me. We teach you things like this. Ready? Go hit the ropes. You know what that is? It's a clothesline. That's a clothesline. Wrong. It's a boss line. This is who we're training with? Wait, it gets better. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everyone says it. I'm trying to be like Shawn Michaels. Wrong. Shawn Michaels is trying to be like me. All right, kid, sister, brother, get in here. Let's see what you can do. Okay. Great. That was awesome. You're a natural, kid. You're gonna make it any fit that you want. But only the ones that I say. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Wait, what are you doing? Wait. No, fuck no, like that. I'm not doing it. Get it. Trust me, I get it. But like, look at all the stuff that you're gonna miss if you just walk out right now. Yeah. And not to mention, you're gonna be the one to retire that old yeller. Yeah, we're gonna bring him around the bar. High five. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. I'm not good at that career shit.
All right.
Roasted his ass. Roasted him, right?
Eh, think he's gonna use that for fuel, ammo.
All right, let's keep going with the match card. So FXB, his Metro Division title is on the line. Uh, he's gonna have to beat a lot of people, and he doesn't even have to get pinned to lose. So maybe I've put Axel in a situation where he finally gets his belt back, or maybe Marston, or maybe Victor Analog. There are a lot of great athletes in that match. There's a buried alive match happening at CSW in Cold Blood, as the war between Cypher and Adam Stallion has now gone completely out of control.
Dude, how the fuck we gonna do a barrier live?
Hey, we can do anything we want at CSW, anything at all. That's going to be it. Like I said, Adam Stallion has it coming. There are contingencies in the contract per Eric Schultz. So it's a buried alive match. I don't know how they're going to do it, but oh, they're going to do it this Friday night. And then, if that wasn't it, our resident superhero, Lily, the CSW Women's Champ, once again taking on a bunch of women and putting her title on the line. Doesn't even have to be involved in the pin to lose her
And why
title.
did so you're the general manager, sir? Why do you keep letting her do this?
She wants it. She suggests these things, and I'm like, well, if you want it, let's do it. So Lily is taking on her rival, Amina Belmont, along with TNA superstars Heather Reckless and Maggie Lee of the Elegance brand. So Lily's doing well at NWA. Amina Belmont's all over the place, and then you have two TNA superstars. What more do you need in a match? Will Lily still have the title by the end of this match? I don't know. Will Heather Reckless reclaim her belt that she says she never lost? Will Maggie become a first time CSW Women's Champion? Or will Amina Belmont get her title back?
I'm gonna stick with Lily.
There's a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts. And that's not even all the matches. Remember how in that promo I said, Hans Carden, you might not even be in the match, but bring your gear?
Yeah.
He has to bring his gear because you know how I decided to punish him for his insolence?
How?
I'm going to let him get dog walked by the land shark.
Why?
I told you, this is my house. You play by my rules. And you want to fuck around and find out? Hans Carden's getting Conan Lycan one-on-one. The half crab is going to get squashed by the land shark because there's no one like Lycan out there. No one.
Okay.
That's a hell of a show, right?
Well,
It's a hell of a thing.
guess it won't be a Merry Christmas for him.
Well, like I said, Merry Christmas is a subjective term. Some people are merry, some people are not. But it's coming. You can't get away. That's about all we have time for tonight, kids. We want to thank the superstar Steve Boz. 6 years in the making. When we first did Last Man Talking, we had TJ Steele on, and I asked Boz way
Yeah.
back then, "Oh, it's not a good night for me, brother." And we just were not able to hook up over these years. And we always thought there'd be time, and we're running out of time. So I said to Boz I said, "Look, in December, we're done. We need you one time." And he's like, "Okay, brother, you got it." And he's a man of his word. And tonight was special. What a great guest to end on.
I agree.
Thanks to Rion and Cactus for being their amazing selves. Cactus providing great insight into NWA. Rion doing the pictures for the BOZ. Great stuff. Good working with you again tonight, C Red, the 24/7 Rocket Pro LIM champion. Look forward to trying to pin you at the next show. Hell,
Nah.
maybe I'll try to pin you on Friday.
Why would I bring my belt? Nah, I'm good.
You don't have to bring it. I pin you. I still win it.
And nah,
Because
I
you know
have to
Kevin
have
made the sanction, right?
but I have to have the belt. So
You
I'm
did
not
hear
gonna
Duke
bring.
made the sanction that doesn't have to be an LIM member to win that belt.
Well, again, it might not have to be, but guess
I'm
what?
coming for you, brother.
No, bro.
All right, next week, the journey of 300 plus episodes comes to a conclusion as the grand finale of the Power Hour happens next Tuesday night. We'll have some friends stop by. People said, Steve, do it at a bar, do it out like you used to. I'm too old and I'm too tired, and the Wi Fi always sucks. So we're going to do it like we always do it, like we've been doing it since the pandemic, and we're going to ride this bitch into the sunset. So we'll have some laughs, maybe have some tears, we'll bring up some memories, and we'll do a little shooting. Because when 9 o'clock comes, so does the end. Thank you, as always, for watching the Power Hour. It's been a great thrill to entertain you. And one more time, one final time, we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.